Today we're going to discuss how it is that you can connect to the student server to upload your Chapter 7 files and eventually your final student projects to the web server that Gateway has set aside for students. First thing you need to do is in your course documents, I'm going to click on the course documents tab here on the left or button. You're going to locate the direction sheet for publishing. That's both for Chapter 7 as well as for your final websites. And you'll see there's a link that you can click on to download a PDF file. I'm going to recommend you download that and print that out and follow it through step by step. I've already taken the steps to do that, so I'm going to go into Dreamweaver and we're going to begin the process of making sure that we can upload this to the student server or publish these files. First thing we need to do is to check to make sure that our site linkages are correct. And that step can also be done while we do step 1. We're going to go into Site to manage sites. You should see your root defined in here. Remember that when you create a root file, you need to go underneath New Site or Manage Sites and create linkages to Dreamweaver. We need to do that every time, and if it's not clear as to why you needed to do that before, when we start to do the FTP stuff with Chapter 7 and beyond, it should become even more clear. So we want to select the site that it is we want to create a connection to the server over and publish those files. In this case, it's Chapter 7. End of Chapter 2, or end of Step 2, it says to click on the pencil icon to go ahead and call up the site setup for class exercise 7. In this case is the set of items that I'm going to publish to the web server. And make sure that class X7 is selected here. You can also see that the local site folder or root, what the path is, and make sure that that's correct. We can progress on to step 3. Step 3, we see a dialog box as shown in step 3. And in the left pane, we want to select servers. So I'm going to click on servers if it isn't already selected for you. And then we're going to click on the little plus sign to add a server. You can move on to step 4, where we define the qualities of the server. In step 4, we want to give the server name student, so we'll type in S-T-U-D-E-N-T. We want to connect using an FTP connection. Our FTP address, we want to have as student.gtc.edu. Our username, and I'm going to use an existing student account, is the last name and then first initial. Your password will be the word gateway and then the last 3 digits of your student ID number. Now it's case sensitive, so it has to be a capital G, A-T-E-W-A-Y, and then the last 3 digits of your student ID number. The root directory you want to have as the last name, first initial, and then a /. And if we click down here, we should get the ability to highlight something and type in a new /, a new web URL. And that should be correct. And if I click on more options here at the bottom, you'll see that there's probably by default 2 checkboxes, use passive FTP and use FTP performance optimization. We want to deselect or uncheck the use passive FTP. Now, in order to test if your connection is working, you want to click on the test button. And if you are able to connect successfully, you'll see the message that says Adobe Dreamweaver CS6 connected to your web server successfully. If you do not see it, you need to go through and review all these settings. Oftentimes it's a simple typo on the part of the student. When you are ready, go ahead and click Save. You're going to click Save again. And it'll give you a message that the cache now needs to be recreated because the name, the root folder, or something else has changed. So you click OK. And now, I'm going to drag the Files tab out to show you. This is how it typically should look when you're working in Dreamweaver. The only files you should see in here are your root and anything sort of contained within your root. At this point, you can see a host of files are contained within the root. And it's showing me my root folder here at the top, and pop-up I can select different things, but this is the correct view that we should be in. Since we've already set up our site to connect to the server, all we need to do is go up by the little icon on the top of the Files menu that looks like 2 plugs connecting and click to connect it. You'll see that we're now connected to the server, and we can either download files from the remote server to the local files that are on our hard drive, or take these local files that are on our hard drive and upload them to the server. So I'm going to take a minute to go ahead and do that. Click on the arrow, and because the site is selected, it'll put up the entire site. You'll get a confirmation message. Are you sure you want to put the entire site? Go ahead and click OK. And you'll see the progress bar showing me uploading or publishing this particular site to the web server. You can also see the files that are out on the remote server. Our remote servers happen to be located on the Kenosha campus. The local view, of course, is my hard drive that these files are currently on. So I'm going to click on the pop-up where it says local view to look at the remote files. And you should be able to see the account that's on the student web server, and we can see all the files that are contained within that folder on the student web server. So I'm going to switch it back to local view, and I'm going to disconnect, because the next thing I'd like to do is show you how you can view the files that you just uploaded. I'm going to select a web browser. It doesn't matter which web browser. You can pick any web browser. In this case, I'm going to pick Firefox. And inside of Firefox, we want to type the complete address for your particular class's web server space. So you're going to type student.gtc.edu, then you're going to type a / and your instructor's name, then you're going to type a / and your section number, you can type a / and your last name and first initial. Hit the return key, and you should see whatever site that you've been working on published, and it should be fully functional. You could tell your family and friends to go to the particular site URL, and they can view your uploaded site. That's it.